Hey guys, Daniel here, and today we have a review of the Sliderone with the Motion Module. On top of that, we have the Flextilt Head 2 near the end of the video. Now as you can tell, this is a very compact, travel-friendly slider with a 6-inch slide. So the battery is LPE6, which is a common Canon battery for a lot of their DSLRs, and it's a common battery for a lot of other video accessories too. Now you can see I can easily put this in my camera bag. It doesn't really take up much space, but there's a con right away that I found, and the feet come off fairly easily just by me putting it inside the bag. Now likely it happened right away and I noticed, so I just went and bought some super glue right after and it should fix the problem. Now what you just saw, or what you're seeing now, is pretty much a full slide at 100%. And now it's switched to 50%, which looks much better, and I have more usage of video to work with. So how I set this up is pretty much I have a quick release right under the slider, put it on top of my tripod, put it in the head, attach my camera, and I'm pretty much good to go under a minute. Now this is with the motion module and is being controlled through an app that I use, and to connect it, it's very easy. You pretty much put on the battery, turn on the app, and it connects. So what I'm doing now is pretty much I can set the slider to even have a shorter distance, which I wouldn't want anyways. Now at any position, just hit go to point A and it'll just drag it right to point A. Same with point B, just hit the B button, it goes to point B. Now this is a very easy app to use. Just hit one button and it does its thing. Now on the right side you see a slider or a circle slider where you can kind of adjust the speed, and on the left side it will tell you the duration of the slide. Now to actually start the slide, it's pretty much the button above the A and B button. Hit it and then it will go from point A to point B on your set speed, and vice versa on point B to point A. Now in between the two buttons, there's a loop button right in the middle, and I really love this option because I just leave it on while I do my product shots. I don't have to keep on worrying about hitting A to B button all the time. I can just move the product, move the tripod, and not to sound lazy, but it's just one less thing to do in the workflow. Now being such a short slide, you just have to be specific on what to shoot. Now this first example, it's not that great. I mean, you can hardly tell there's a slide. You gotta have something in the foreground or just get closer to the subject so you can actually see the movement. With such a short slide, you really want to use most of the seconds you can. I find myself looking for a lot of trees, bushes, flowers, or even have like a buddy just to stand in front of. Now the setup I have here is really lightweight. I got a light tripod, I got the slider, and I got a GH5. The setup's pretty easy to use, pretty easy to set up. It's not super lightweight, but it's still manageable. So setting up a time-lapse, you gotta make sure you have the cable to connect to the slider to your camera. And going back to the app, there's a button right in between those A and B buttons, and pretty much you set up the time you want to wait for. I set up, like, this is my first time, I'm gonna do 20 minutes, and I realize it's such a nice layout. You get your progress bar, your time left, and your frame count. Now another great thing is you can just turn off your phone and it'll still do its thing. It'll still take his pictures. It'll go back to his original point when it's done. Now moving on to the Flextilt Head 2, I gotta say it's not meant for everybody, and it's not much of a fluid head. You can still get nice pans, but you gotta be really accurate with your movement. Now you can easily adjust the way you want to set your camera, like adjust the angles. You can even bring it up just a little bit more or have those downward facing shots. They do give you Allen keys to loosen or tighten these joints. As you can see, I'm like kind of really pushing hard and getting into the positions that I wanted to. There are some points that I've tightened more, but if I want to loosen it, I gotta have the Allen key with me. Now this head can stand up on its own. It can kind of act like a mini tripod. Since nothing's holding on to it, you gotta find the center of weight first, and then you can set the angle you want it to. So the biggest pro of this thing, it's the size, how compact it is, and I can just put it in my bag. I don't have to bring a full-on video head. Now both of these items are really good quality, and I would really suggest this to a person that does a lot of product stuff or even do more of planned shots, because if you're walking around with it in the city, you really gonna have to find some sort of foreground to actually make it look nice. Overall, I really like it. The app is by far the easiest to use, and I use it for a lot of my product shots. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope my opinion helped you, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you, bud.